the school on Friday the 21st, of April 2023. I read Beyond the White Knight. It's something that I finished on Wednesday. I've been reading it since before the break, but I just didn't get around to finishing until Wednesday. I would have done the review yesterday, but I was off sick, so didn't want to do a video because it would just be a very short video, because it would just be a review for Beyond the White Knight, because it's good, but even though we either try and sneak in a couple things to try and make it White Knight, it doesn't feel like White Knight to me, because White Knight and Curse of the White Knight is basically just Batman's actually the bad guy, where in this one, for one, I mean, at least he tries to play it off, instead of where other writers would just completely abandon the ending of Curse of the White Knight, where, he goes to, we'll just say, Blackgate. Sorry, I was on my bed, I'm on my chair now, and I've put the chair down as far down as it goes. But in this, it's like, Terry McGinnis finds Stu along with Derek Powers, Derek Powers is the bad guy from the Batman Beyond cartoon. And Bruce finds out about it, and he decides to escape Blackgate. But if it were me writing it, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have made Bruce escape. I think that Sean sort of wrote himself into a corner by putting Bruce in prison. Because, if I were to do that, I would keep him in prison for the rest of the series, and because there are a shit ton of books coming down the line. So I was taking a drink. But other than that, yeah, I'd say it's good. Just the worst of the trilogy. And then today, I read The Golden Man by Philip K. Dick. This is the last of the Philip K. Dick books that I need to donate to the library. This one, it was turned into Next, the Nicolas Cage film where he predicts the future, and sorry, that was my. I don't know why, but I always like to have a pillow in front of me. I don't know why, but the pillow was rubbed against the arm of the chair and it made that sound, if you can hear it. This one is very different from the film. In fact, they basically have nothing in common. Like, even less so than Adjustment Team. So in the film, he's being chased by, we'll just say, the FBI, because they want to use his ability to prevent wars and all that. But in this, it is an undisclosed agency who hunt them down for no reason. Well, no reason provided, which I don't have a problem in doing that, but it's just, it's like, it starts off people in a diner, which I didn't understand that bit, because it had nothing to do with the rest of the story. Then it cuts to people hiding Nicolas Cage on a farm, and the government finds out about it, and they go to arrest him, and Nick just surrenders himself. Then they take him to a facility, and he escapes, and that's it. It was entertaining, but too many questions unanswered. In fact, not a single question was answered. Anyway, as for school, I was going to go to the form class that, the year time one that I need to mentor in air quotes. But my mate said to me, "Why? No one else goes?" Yeah. Oh, sorry, sir. It's been a while. I forgot. Yes, Dylan. Yeah. Read a tiny bit in LI. Mostly talking about an upcoming birthday, other random stuff. Didn't have a mentoring period because the mentor was too busy. But I did say that I was sick yesterday. I said something else, but I don't remember what I said. And then I spent the rest of my study periods in learning support. I forgot to mention that. As for the reading, all I have left, at least all that I have the ability to complete within the time given, is Pleasure the Burn, which I'll just round to 150 pages of that left. I could be running up, I could be rounding down, I don't know. There's 5 stories left in that. One of them nearly complete, one of them is nearly 100 pages, and the others, I don't know how big they are. I haven't touched them at all because they're part of like bonus stories or something. I don't know. I'll go into more detail when I get to those reviews. At break, I went to the library so that I could donate the Golden Man, and also I decided to write down the names of books that I'm interested in that I just don't have the time to borrow from the library and read. Because I mean, even if it was just Skullduggery Pleasant, not enough time. Because I read 3 books and there are like 15 of them in the series. And I don't think that's kind of like short story collections and stuff like that. So I wrote down a bunch, but there still is more for me to write down. In fact, I'm gonna have to get another notebook because the notebook I've been using since I don't even know how long, sometime last year, it has like 2 pages left. Most of those pages were spent just talking shit about the teachers because there is shit to talk about. No one was really there at careers. I just used it as an excuse for me to read the comic that I'm currently reading instead of reading Pleasure the Burn. And that comic, I actually I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to jinx myself. Like if what I think is gonna what I hope is gonna happen happens, I will mention it in the review, and if it doesn't, I'll mention that it didn't happen in the review. I went to so I went to where we normally go during lunch, and no one was there, so I assumed they were all going up to Spar. But when I got there, they weren't there. But we went fucking. I'm here, and I'm not going to be able to get food from the canteen at this point, so I need to buy my lunch from Spar. So got sausages. I would get sausages and chicken, or sorry, chips and chicken because they do really good chips and chicken, but they ran out of chicken, so I got sausages instead. So I ate some of that. Then the bell went, and I wrote my name and "Don't touch, please" on the like sticker thing I put on. And luckily, no one did. Went to class. I forgot to mention. I asked someone on the bus who's in my English class, "What did we do yesterday?" And she said, "Unseen Poetry." I said, "Yeah, I know that you did Unseen Poetry. What specifically? Like any particular authors or anything like that?" And I don't even remember what she said. She might have ignored me. I don't know. Then I asked Ginger just after lunch because it turns out that they were actually at the football pitch instead of the ramp, like the top of a wheelchair ramp we usually hang out. If someone's passing by, we don't block them or anything. We get out of the way. Yeah, but he gave basically the same response as the other person I asked. And what I thought was happening was that from now on, the media teacher will take us on Thursday and Friday because there's nothing to do, or at least I'm pretty sure there's nothing to do with the road and The Handmaid's Tale. Although I think she's going over some sort of technique or something, which that's got to be technique for Lear and Dickinson. That's not going to be technique for Road and Handmaid's Tale since those are done. At least for me, it's done. I think I'm pretty like I think she told other people to like change some stuff, and someone even had their complete question fucking changed. Which, what are you doing? But she said nothing to me, so hopefully I'm done. So she gave me the book that they got yesterday. I looked at it. It was like 33 33 pages, but it's not like double sided, it's single sided. Because we've got money for paper. Well, we don't, but we just say we do. That reminds me. I'm getting sidetracked a lot, I know, but this is important. Boys' bathrooms were shut. The sixth form ones were shut just before the break because the water is too hot. Which I've got a comment about that. When I was working as a KP last year in like June, the water was so hot it fucking scalded me. Like I got a blister. So, hell, the water in my bathroom is too hot at the tap. So, someone is being a pussy. Anyway. And then it's still not open because, we're painting it. We're painting it on Tuesday. And according to someone in the English class, it's still being painted. It's not like a big bathroom. It's tiny. It's one stall and a urinal. So there's not much to paint. And I don't know how long paint takes, but I don't think it takes, half a week. Anyway, got the book and didn't really know what to do with it. Ginger said to look at page 11, so I did. It was a poem by a guy called Tom Gunn, called, well, I don't know what it's called, but it's something to do with a biker gang. I took a look at it, like a brief glance, and I was like, this looks like fucking university level work. What are we doing? Like, Emily Dickinson is so complicated to the point of, like, dementia. This is more complicated than Emily Dickinson. So, apparently we had a homework. No one has explained to me what the homework is. Excuse my stomach. But page 11 has a question on it, but I don't think he expects us to do it in a single day. That's ridiculous. So I began to write the answer to the question, but I'm drawing blanks. Like, I don't know what to pick out. Anyway, period after that, I went back to learning support. I emailed both the mentor and my mum asking, I sent a picture of page 11. I was like, what am I doing? My mum said they asked the mentor. I went to the mentor physically. She said to go to the media teacher. I went to the media teacher and he said, go to the female head ear. So it's just a fucking, it's just a circle. Like when you ask your mum to do something and she says to ask your dad, and you ask your dad to do something, he says, you ask your mum, So I don't even know what to do. Anyway, in media, I was hoping that we weren't going to do humans because he just talks mad shit about Gemma Chan. Just complete lies. That's all the humans course is. And I was like, okay, please come and not do it anymore. But then we're not doing humans, we're doing fucking Zoella. Like, almost everything on the media spec is relevant, we'll say. And I hate to sound like rice gum, but I can't think of a better word. Like, we used to do Straight Outta Compton, but they updated that to Black Panther. We are doing humans this year, but as of next year, the spec is updating the Black Mirror, which, even though that started earlier, it is still on, whereas humans ended 5 years ago. Like Zoella, I don't know when she started. I'm going to assume early 2010s, and her peak would have been at like 2015, maybe 2016. Is there no one else that's popped up since then that maybe is more contemporarily relevant, if contemporarily is a word? Like, I thought it's because, oh, she's a YouTuber or something like that. I was thinking, just something online. So I thought, why are we doing like TikTok, or if it has to be a specific person, like why not? I don't know, whoever's number one on TikTok. And then it was like, oh, because she has so many brands and all. There's a bunch of bullshit. So I'm thinking like, I don't know if Mr. Beast has any brands, but if he does, why are we doing him? Or fucking like KSI or Logan Paul's, and Logan Paul fucking podcast, and he's got Prime and all that. I don't know. Just someone more relevant, and someone who, if it weren't for this spec, I would not have thought of Zoella in fucking nearly 10 years. Yeah, she's probably still pulling in like say 100,000 views in that video, but that's nothing compared to what she was getting. She is vated. I can't say that word, but I'm just repeating myself.